Guys, I just want to tell y'all the story about why I started making motivational videos. It was probably about 5, 6 years ago. I was walking out of the gas station, and there was like this homeless looking guy. I kind of seen him out of the corner of my eye whenever I was inside the gas station. Really didn't pay him that much attention. Whenever I was getting into my truck, he tapped me on my shoulder out of nowhere, and he was like, "Hey, man." I thought he was fixing to ask me for money, and he was like, "Man, I just wanted to tell you that you have an amazing testimony and people need to hear it." He handed me a brochure to like some church over somewhere, a little small church, and that's why I started making videos, man. Because whenever I was locked up, whenever I was young, I had a chance to really get to know God, and in those times, He spoke to me and He told me what I was supposed to do, and it's a tough thing to speak for God. It's not easy, you know. I feel like you have to be a perfect person. Maybe you do have to be a perfect person. I don't know. I'm just doing what I'm told to do. But living that life, man, that I've lived, it's always been in the back of my heart, and I've always felt compelled to do better, be better, speak for Him. And I've got wrapped up in myself a lot of years, backslid a lot of years, wrapped up in alcohol addiction, all the things that the flesh wants. And I got to know about God whenever I was 12 years old, whenever I was put in a mental institution by my mother because she caught me huffing gasoline. And I'll never forget whenever this old lady was telling me, and she was telling me the story, and she said that he could have called thousands of angels down to help him off that cross. And just being, the fighting guy that I am, I was like, that's crazy. Like, why didn't he? And she said, for you, baby, for you. And that's didn't really make sense to me. My Pee Wee football coach came up there and he started telling me about Jesus and John 3:16 and all that kind of stuff. And I started going to church. Most of the time I went by myself. My little siblings, they would go to church sometimes too. And I was trying, man. I was fighting and didn't end up doing so too good, man. I was an emotional kid. I was in a bad situation at home that I didn't like, and long story short, I got locked up when I was 15. And all I had a lot of times in the cells was a Bible and a mat. And then I got sent to other places, and it was a little bit different. But while I was in Dallas County Juvenile, like we went to church every single day. There was all kinds of different denominations. But I had a chance to really, like, I would write down verses, really get to know God. I got out, I started being knucklehead again, and next thing you know, I was 19 years old in Dallas County, and I spent 3 months. I had this guy sexually assaulted this girl that I know, and my friend's daughter, I should say, this little girl, and I went over there, and he opened the door, and I went to town on him, and police came and all that kind of stuff, and I had some serious charges. And while I was in there, I didn't know when my court date was going to be. I didn't know anything, and I got so close to God, man. Like, so I was on point. Like, I had that flesh tamed, and I got so close to God. And I remember that feeling, and I was like, God, I don't even care if I have to be locked up. Like, whatever it is that I need to do, like, or whatever you want to put me through, if I can feel like this, if I can have this type of joy and happiness in this situation and feel your spirit, like, I don't even care if you keep me in here. So that feeling of God, man, it never went away. What he told me to do in there went away. And then whenever that man tapped me on my shoulder, that's whenever I started trying to speak. But I just wanted to make motivational videos and kind of do it in a way where I could kind of show Jesus, but just kind of I didn't want to offend anybody or like press it on anybody or anything like that. And all the videos I made, man, and I was trying to tell everybody about myself. Look what I could do. Look what I could do. Let me show you what I could do, right? And whenever I was sober for 22 months after never being sober since like I was in juvenile or locked up after I was 18, that meant something to me, man. It took a lot, and I was able to help a lot of people through that. God through me was able to help a lot of people through my voice. And when I fell off, it was devastating, man. It was devastating for me, and all my confidence like just went down the window. And I've been trying to build myself up since then. Been doing the best I can to try to build myself up and down, up and down, up and down. You know, bad breakups with my chick. We got to go through some amazing forgiveness with each other and build our relationship and restore my family. And I mean, whenever all this first started happening, I thought I was about to be living in the Ronald McDonald house over there in Dallas most of the time. And I didn't even know if we were going to have a house. I didn't think that we were staying in a short-term lease, and I didn't think that it was worth it to stay all the way out where I was staying and drive back and forth like an hour and a half to the hospital. And we thought it was going to be like 9 months, and then all of a sudden, God blessed me. Like, I didn't even go out and knock doors and get jobs like I normally do. A few people called me out of nowhere and blessed me with work and gave me the ability to get in a better house for the same price. And he's just been working miracles, and all I want to do is testify. So I'm starting with this video here, and then I'm just going to drop different videos of times in my life that God has worked miracles, that he's worked miracles in my life, that I love him. I've seen him, and I don't know why for ever a split second why I would ever doubt. I don't know why for a split second would I give in to the flesh. I guess because I'm human, I know that. But man, he showed me so much, and I just want to do his work. I want to stop running from him and do what he wants me to do. So that's what I'm working on. I'm going to keep grinding on that, and I hope you guys can hear the word of God. I hope that you can see his spirit. I hope that he can touch you the way that he's touched me throughout my life and healed my heart and picked me up off the dirt, washed my face off for me, you know, like I don't deserve anything. I don't deserve anything. Like I deserve to be in 6 feet under or behind some bars, man. And by the grace of God, I'm not. By the grace of God, I'm not. Nothing that I've done, you know, everything that's good inside of me, God molded me and put me through things in my life that he did that for me. He built me like this. I thought it was me, but it wasn't. He was doing all this. He put me in that cell with that Bible for all that times for me to study so I could spread his word, so I could be a minister for him, so I can be a vessel, so he can use me to fight the darkness here on this earth for his light and spread the light. And that's what I'm going to continue to do. I love you guys. I hope y'all have an amazing day. If you don't know Jesus, he's just as simple as a phone call away. He's a prayer away, and you could have Jesus. If you ever need anything, send me a DM. I really appreciate everybody's support, everybody's love, everybody's help for Gracie. I really need it. Just thank you, man. I love y'all. God bless y'all.